the self as grasping and hurt and angry and neglected. And you internalize that relationship dyad, and we have a representation in our ego, in our
If you pick cartel, you're a
that
masochist.
represents that relationship. We observe the other, and we observe the self, and we observe how those two are interacting.
No.
And so, over time, if that happens over and over again, if your mother is depressed, just you're trying to get her, and she's just always out of reach, and this introject or this internalization becomes stronger and stronger and stronger, and a bigger part of your personality, and it causes all sorts of problems because it's a negative introject. As you grow up and maybe you move out of the house, you still have this representation in your personality, and it will produce a lot of bad things. One of the bad, it's very complicated, but one of the bad things that it will produce is this notion of you don't matter, because that's what it feels like. You're grasping for your parent isn't there, and you start to conclude, I don't matter. So I have this ghost other and grasping self that doesn't matter. And when I'm not involved with other people, I have this nagging feeling like I don't matter, no one loves me, no one, I don't deserve people's attention, all these kinds of notions. And so it's very difficult, causes a lot of problems. There's a lot of other ways to manifest, but that's one. The other way is that we look to recreate this relationship. We look to recreate it. And through projective identification, we
hardcore kill confirmed.
One side or the others. Remember, there are two sides.
CIA team, defend our freedom.
And the neglected self. So we'll either seek a person that emulates the ghost, and then we will feel neglected and angry, and that we don't matter. Or we will project the self onto someone else, and we will identify with our mother. So we will become the ghost, and I'll find someone that's angry at me for being a ghost, that kind of thing. I'm simplifying it, but this is essentially how it works. And we see these patterns that will tend to project one side onto other people.
We're in the lead.
Relationship patterns. And so it's, I don't know, but there's a billion different possibilities. It's possible that for Julia, she has something like that in her history. Some ghost-like thing or something.
Oh, fuck.
We're losing this fight.
In her past that targeted and alone and grasping, and she is recreated by her need to so we have this need to externalize this realization. If it's left internal,
we've pulled ahead.
And when we externalize it, where one person possesses the other side and we possess the other side, it still feels bad because there's this bad relationship happening, but it's not happening in our mind, and it's distracting because it's happening outside. It's a fantasy that it's happening outside. It's still happening on the inside, but if I make it on the outside, it feels more handled. It's also comfortable because it's the way you grew up with things, and so you tend to think, well, this is just how life is, and I feel comfortable. And if someone isn't a ghost with me, I actually feel a little uncomfortable with that because it doesn't match my representation of love and attachment, and that has to do with attachment and working models and all that stuff. But anyway, the point is that people will tend to do this, and I wonder if there's something in Julia's past that causes her to seek out what I'm calling ghostly others, people who are passive, people who don't know who they are, people who make you feel like you don't matter, people who don't assert themselves that are really in the relationship for one reason or another, that continually make you feel a certain way for yourself. If we're always going to use this as a tool, is to think about the emotional themes that you have in your relationships, particularly romantic relationships, and to look backwards to our childhood to imagine if you are attracted to bad people who aren't good for you, continually, like I'm always attracted to this sort of person. Well, a good thing to do in therapy is to investigate what you're trying to recreate and why you're trying to recreate it. And through psychodynamic therapy, interpersonal therapy, you can actually heal from those past issues such that you don't need to recreate it anymore, and you can break free of the chains of projective identification and actually interface with people on a real level.
Oh, fuck!
Is uncomplicated by your that make sense? Let me know in the comments if that makes any sense. Because it's been a while since I've talked about that, and it's a little complicated. But, yeah, let me know what you think in the comments.
Ex-boyfriend don't care about all. I say, look, we have problem. He not believe me. And now,
No!
I'm first alive. I'm not second. I'm stay here. I'm first. You ask me first. You tell me first. You call me first. I'm first for you.
So you just see the look on his face. He is being told, hey, you are going to make me first. Alright, that's a preference that you have, Julia, which makes no sense. But you can't force someone to make you first. What Julia should say, or if I was a therapist, I would say, Julia, I hear you. Hey, Brandon, she is asking you to make her first. She wants you to make her first. How do you feel about that? What do you want? Because maybe he doesn't want to make her first. It's not a good move, given the scenario. But he needs to state what he wants to do. In his face, he's just like, I think he's very used to being yelled at and being told what to do, and used to just giving that face of like, oh, okay, even though he might not
No!
want to do it, or he doesn't even know what he wants, and he knows that if he commits to something, then that will set him up for disappointing people even more. I don't know. But let's rewind that. Just look at his face. It seems like there's nothing there in terms of his own wants.
My mother loves Julia, and even though she has a ton of rules, she still has her best interest at heart. But I'm a little nervous that I'm putting Julia in the same
What the fuck?
situation.
What was that anti-aiming shit? I literally caught that on my stream.
They
No
both have
way.
really strong personalities, and I just feel like they're gonna clash.
Yeah, but unless you state then both of them will
Oh.
be on their side. And so
Century.
both of them will believe they have the right to clash with the other person. And so by being a ghost with these two people, you're basically making them hate each other.
Oh, what the? Oh.
That's what's happening as far as I can tell.
Enemy spy plane
Maybe
inbound.
Matthew don't understand this because
Your field
you
might have been
baby now.
destroyed.
I think she still like say, Brendan, come here, and you in slave, and she not give you
Everything.
free choice, free life, but you slave.
So this is actually
Enemy destroyed your
really
sentry turret.
troublesome to me.
What?
That Julia wants what she wants, and I think most people would identify with Julia in the situation here. That her wants make sense. And it's tempting to believe from Julia's perspective.
This isn't working.
of,
We're behind.
Well, of course he wants what I want, because we're both adults, and he of course wants the same things that I do. He wants to move out of the house. He wants
We're
to
in the lead.
tell his mom to back off. He wants to sleep with me in the room, even though
Bunch of fucking camping.
we're on the same page here. It's tempting to believe that, but we have heard nothing from Brandon that indicates that. It's possible that he doesn't want that, or he doesn't.
No!
The trouble
Yeah,
with
they
part of
camping.
this is that if Julia assumes something that isn't true, she could have
Enemy
a
spy plane
rude
inbound.
awakening in front of her, where she suddenly realizes, oh, I've been assuming that you wanted these things too, but actually when I think about it, you've never indicated that you wanted these things. Do you want these things? Do you want the things that I want? So,
All people after marriage need be number one for each other. I need be first for him. He needs to care about me first, and next take care about parents.
So, for that
No.
reason, he needs to care about me. He needs to put me first. Instead of, I wonder how he feels.
Hostile spy plane is
Now,
forward
there's
overhead.
nothing wrong with her saying, I want him to care about me, of course. But what if he doesn't? At that point, do you say, you have to?
Man.
That's just like his own destiny. And when you are a ghost, you tend to evoke that from other people. When you have
Hostile
no
sentry turret
personality
active.
that you're putting forth, no wants, you don't know what you want, you're so passive. If you're so controlling,
Oh my god!
they
Multiple hostile sentry turrets working your AO.
It's gonna be 12 in the fields.
No.
Enemy napalm strike incoming.
Yeah. So previous to this episode,
Fight back, damn it.
I was under the impression that Brandon and Julia are much more simpatico. They were much more aligned with their values and what they wanted. After today's episode, it's unclear. I'm unclear what Brandon wants. I'm unclear if Brandon actually is on the same page about Julia. He's clearly not on the same page with Mom. But I wonder if he even knows how to be on someone's page. So, I'm really, really worried. If you didn't know this already,
Time's against
I
us. Bring this home.
podcast that you can subscribe to on the podcast application and subscribe to Psychology in Seattle. We have 3 episodes every week, which is if you're interested. You can subscribe and listen on your earbuds.
It's gotta be the most camp fucking game ever.
I'm about to hit him with a napalm.
There's no coming back from that. Haul your asses back home, CIA.
Mission is a bolo. Abort! Abort!
What the fuck? Why does it never show me on the scoreboard, my guy? I hate my dog so much, they make me so anxious, they bark too much.
Other people are such a resource, and this is very difficult. This was very difficult for me to understand because I was always like, I had to be the smartest in class. I had to be the best artist. I had to be the highest scoring SATs test score. I thought it was all about the individual. It is not about the individual. It's not. It's fucking about other people. And I hate other people. And I was always a misanthrope. And I was always socially awkward. And I always sucked at that. I thought I could do everything on my own, and I can do anything. I can't do anything on my own. I'm a fucking pathetic loser. It is about other people. If you're not likable, you are fucked. You are fucked.
Hardcore kill confirmed.
You have to work on likability, and this is
Spetsnaz GRU, you have execute authority.